everybody, it's Tessa from Meyer Hatchery, and today we are doing eggs around the world, but we're stopping in France for the very perfect omelet. Check it out. So let's talk about the perfect omelet. When I go out and I have an omelet when I eat out here in America, I'm having something that's folded in half. It's got meats and cheese and veggies and potatoes, so much cheese, and it's delicious, but it's heavy and it fills you up without anything else. So the perfect omelet is from France, and in a perfect omelet we don't have all of those extra fillers. So let's break it down and see what makes it so special. This is literally just eggs and cream. I didn't even do salt and pepper, though I could have. A traditional French perfect omelet is satiny. So we don't want to see a difference between the yolk and the whites. That's why I have this consistent yellow color, except for one little mistake right here. Also, we shouldn't see any browning from the pan, which is fine with me because I think it smells like a dog when it does that, and it's super gross. So when we have an omelet like this, it's really good. It's kind of squishy. And when we cut into it, it's gonna be perfectly cooked all the way through, if not just a tiny bit underdone. So let's go through and make one together. The first thing we need to do is we need to whisk our eggs. I'm gonna be using a fork to do that. And these are actually bantam eggs because I always have a lot of extra. So I have 5 bantam eggs in here. So when I would normally make scrambled eggs, I would mix them up, but not like I'm gonna do here today to make the perfect French omelet. So I don't want to be able to tell any difference between egg and yolk. I want it to be one solid mass. So I'm gonna be taking just a tiny bit of heavy cream, this is probably like a teaspoon of heavy cream with 5 bantam eggs. And I'm gonna start mixing it. But you can see that I am moving it in a circular motion, one side to the other, swooping to the bottom and coming up to the top as I whisk. And if I stop, I can see striations. So I see bubbles from where I was whisking it. I can see chunks of yolk. I see transparent parts that are just whites. I want this to be one condensed thing. Now check, because we're not trying to make this into something like a meringue or anything like that. So I don't want it full of bubbles. But I also don't want things like this stringy little piece of white. So if I put my fork down in and pull, I still have some clumps. So I need to do that one more time. All right, there we go. So we're dripping now. Once your egg is dripping in a continuous stream, you can't see the difference between the egg, the white and the yolk, then you're ready to go. So in a perfect French omelet, we are gonna be using butter. The temperature should be somewhere between medium and high, more closely to medium. And we're gonna put some butter in, and I don't want to see this get so hot it starts to brown. But first, I'm just gonna put some butter down in the bottom. Now, a mess. I'm gonna pour those in, and they're gonna cover the entire bottom of my skillet. So normally you just leave this, right? Nope, we're gonna keep working it. So we are going to be constantly moving it. And you can see that some of the egg has already started to make curds in there that is already starting to cook. So we are just constantly moving. I'm brushing the edges, moving it so that no place cooks more than the other. And using a silicone spreader or spatula for this is gonna be key in making sure nothing sticks. And having a non-stick pan is really the only way you're gonna be able to master this. If you went in with just a stainless steel pan and not enough oil or butter, you would lose it. It would stick. So I am constantly moving, constantly moving. I can see here I didn't do a totally great job. Look at that, egg white. All right, constantly moving, constantly moving. We're gonna get to a spot here where it's not liquidy anymore, and it has started forming the base for our omelet. And that's coming up pretty soon because as I move the egg, it's not running all the way over anymore. So I'm gonna give it a couple more spins around the edge, and then I'm gonna let it finish cooking. Now with the perfect French omelet, it's not totally cooked through. So if you're the type of person who likes to see color on their eggs from where it was cooked, this is not the type of omelet for you. This is gonna be your person who enjoys dippy eggs or a loose omelet. That's better in a French omelet. I'm just gonna bring back the side a little bit, let some of this go down in. And this is something that takes time. This isn't fast. This isn't your mother's scrambled eggs. So when I push this liquid to the side, that has now formed a nice yellow coat at the bottom that's cooked. And now I just have a little bit of this on top. So I'm gonna move aside some of the bottom. I'm gonna scrape some of that over there to fill in the gap, just so it cooks. I'm gonna give this probably 10 or 15 more seconds. And then it's gonna be ready to start folding, which we're gonna do in the pan. So an omelet from France is actually rolled. It's not a tri-fold kind of, or a fold in half like we see here in a lot of American kitchens. So what I'm doing first is I'm gonna release the seal all the way around. Now, if you found that this stuck to the pan, this is where you would add more butter, but I can see here I have a pretty clean break from the side, so I don't need to use any butter, but this is kind of a thin spot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the first fold. So I'm gonna get my silicone underneath and make that first fold. Then we're just gonna keep rolling. Roll it, roll it. I'm starting to break a little. So if it starts to break, that's when you can add just a tiny bit of butter in there to help loosen it up as you roll. Trust me, that butter is gonna make it even more delicious. So let's give it another little roll. We're almost there. Push some of this butter up under there. I might actually be able to move this, though that's tricky. So let's just finish rolling it. Get that end piece up, up, up. Come on. Come on. All right. Nope, get up there. Do not fail me now. Okay, let's get this out and enjoy. We're all done. It's time to dive in. As you can see, it's ready to go. I see a little bit of drippiness over here, which is perfect for a French omelet. So let's open her up. And when I push down like this, I shouldn't see anything like really come out, but you can see this little bit of underdone right there. Perfect. And now the best part. Here we go. Without salt and pepper, it still tastes like the cleanest, most delicious egg I've ever had. And I think that's because of how slowly it cooked. It's a marathon, but you take your time and it's worth it. If you try this and you love it too, be sure to like and subscribe up above so that you get first notice of all recipes that we put out here on MeyerHatchery.com. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, and if you have any questions, reach out to us at info@MeyerHatchery.com. Have a great day.